Got a nice fat stack of comic books here for your weekly comic book review. We got 10 things from the last week of June, new comic book day that I want to talk about. Let's start off with news from the Fallout, dude. Really great stuff from writer Chris Condon, a writer who's just killing it. Jeffrey Allen Love on the art. Let me show you guys his artwork. It's really stunning stuff. So the story on its surface is pretty simple. It's about this guy who's in the army or whatever. They're dropping nukes nearby. They're doing some sort of weapons test. And the weapon, turns out, it's turning people into sort of monsters. He's smart because he puts on a gas mask. But after that, he goes on the run. And that's sort of what the issue is all about, man. But just really incredible artwork. Really fell in love with Jeffrey Allen Love's art style. Nothing quite like it in comic books, man. So yeah, if you're looking for a sci-fi series, this is a great start. Image Comics, you're just killing it. News from the Fallout, make sure you guys check it out. And again, Chris Condon, you're just killing it, man. So news from the Fallout, #1, new series you guys got to check out. Let's move on to Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue #4. Man, this series is just incredible. Really loving everything from Dennis Camp lately. He's just killing it as well. But Javier Rodriguez's art is just incredible in this series, man. In this issue, the city is kind of at a boiling point. It's kind of driving people nuts. Lots of acts of violence, and the cause is kind of unknown. We know it's due to like the white Martian messing with stuff. At the same time though, our main character John, he's going through some relationship problems, I guess you could say, with his wife. Because he's been invaded by the Martian, he's seeming a little distant from his wife. Of course, he has a kid, not being a very good dad or whatever. So that's what this issue was all about, but I'm just really enjoying the series. Really incredible artwork from Javier Rodriguez. I cannot say enough good things about it. There's this bit here that I wanted to mention. Just like the entire series has had this pop of color all throughout, but then we have this kind of stark difference here where the color's kind of pulled out and it's kind of desaturated, almost like a monochrome and monotone sort of look. And I just thought it was really kind of a uneasy kind of read, and really incredible stuff. Really threw me for a loop. You expect a lot of color in this series, but when there's a lack of color, that says a lot, man. So yeah, just loving Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dennis Camp, you're just killing it. Let's talk about Assorted Crisis Events, the next one up. This is issue #4. This is also from Dennis Camp, and he is just on fire with this series. This is his anthology, sci-fi, sort of time travel-y series. This issue is all about this dude, right? He's asleep when he's a kid. He sits up, all of a sudden he's like in middle school, and then all of a sudden he's in college, right? So this dude's life is gonna be on fast forward to the nth degree. He is just speeding through life. All of a sudden he's late for his first job, even though he was just in college. All of a sudden he's been working at the job for a couple months, moved out of his parents' house. So his entire life is just going by super fast, right? And it's just Dennis Camp being really kind of introspective. The fact that, you know, the human life is just super short in the grand scheme of things, right? It goes up in a puff of smoke. That's kind of the metaphor that he's going with in this issue, but just really incredible stuff, man. As I'm flipping through, you guys are seeing the great artwork from Eric Zawadzki, I believe, and the coloring from Jordi Belair. Best colorist in the game. I mean, just incredible stuff, especially with this series. And yeah, really incredible stuff. The fact that Dennis Camp can just switch it up on us on a whim, right? Really cool. With Assorted Crisis Events, man. If you're looking for an anthology series, anthology sci-fi, this is my favorite anthology on stands, man. So moving right along, we're taking everyone down with us, dude. Loving this spy series from Matthew Rosenberg. We have Landini on the artwork, that's right. And then I think Wordy is on the coloring and Hassan Atsmalehu on the lettering. But in this, it's like a spy series, right? So we have the main character and the robot dad. They're kind of, you know, going on a quest to, the girl thinks it's for revenge, right? And we meet this girl who is kind of a mysterious part of this girl's past. And yeah, man, just continuing this awesome series. Really funny too, that's the other thing I want to mention. There's like a fight scene in here between Rook and the robot. You know, Rook punching the robot, uppercutting him, and his hand really hurts after. Just really funny stuff from Matthew Rosenberg, and just incredible artwork from Landini and the team. I'm just having a ton of fun with this spy series, man. 4 issues in, I'm just loving it. Every issue gets better and better. And yeah, excited to see where it goes. We're taking everyone down with us. Next up, let's move over to DC, because we got Absolute Wonder Woman. Great stuff from Thompson, Sherman, Belair, of course. Everybody's back. They were back last issue as well, but we find Diana. She's in the maze, right? She runs into the Minotaur. Minotaur may or may not be an ally, dude. So that'll be interesting to see. And you know, no major spoilers here, but I will say that Diana is looking for the last Amazon. You know, she thought she was the last Amazon. She has a sister somewhere in the maze, so that's kind of why she's going down in the maze. And yeah, just really cool artwork from Hayden Sherman, excellent coloring from Jordi Belair, of course, and just really excited to see where the series goes. Hope Diana finds that other last Amazon. Cool flashback scenes as well. And yeah, just really enjoying this absolute Wonder Woman series. The last issue was a great jumping on point, and yeah, just keeping it going. Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 9, great stuff. Another series from Chris Condon, man, killing it, dude, with Green Arrow number 25. This is the start of a new arc. If you guys are looking to jump on to a Green Arrow series, this is a perfect spot for you, man. So insane, incredible artwork from Montos and Lucas. So glad that the creative team is sticking together for this next arc, it looks like. And yeah, this issue is all about Green Arrow and Speedy. I guess he's going, he's going by Arsenal now, of course. They're kind of, going on patrol together. They bust someone. We got cool action from Montos and Lucas. And then, it kind of turns into this kind of introspective look at Speedy and Green Arrow's relationship. They're going back and forth, the difference in politics between the two, talking about the old days and stuff like that. And it seems like Speedy is going to be a real heavy part of this next arc, which I really enjoyed. Obviously, you get some devastating flashback scenes to Speedy and his days right here, under the influence of drugs, right? His struggles with addiction and stuff like that. So I really love it, man. I think that, Montos, Lucas, excellent on the artwork, and Chris Condon, really excellent story, man. I'm really hooked, especially for this arc, dude. So Green Arrow number 25, perfect jumping on point. Let's move on to Ultimate Spider-Man number 18, dude. So back to it with Kaketo on the artwork. Not a biggest fan of these interstitial issues. Really just a fan of when Hickman and Kaketo can just get right back to it. So in this one, the gang is kind of back together, but we don't know exactly what's going on, like the plan, right? We got Green Goblin and Spider-Man back in the city, going on patrol. You get this excellent artwork from Kaketo that was super fun. But we find out that, Peter Parker's son, he has, he snuck on, and he's kind of a little rebel, right? Kind of like his dad in the younger days. And yeah, we find out that his son's a little bit in trouble, dude. Might have been betrayed recently, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but loving Ultimate Spider-Man. Really glad that Kaketo is back on the art. And yeah, hopefully we can just keep this momentum going. Loving this series, not gonna stop playing it anytime, but I feel like it's momentum, right? Like, it kind of starts and stops. I just hope it just can keep going, dropping excellent issue after excellent issue. But yeah, let's move on to DC's The New History of the DC Universe, man. So really, tall task from Mark Waid to condense the entire history of the DC Universe into only a couple issues, and I thought he did a really great job. You can tell that Mark Waid really loves the DC Universe, DC Comics and just comic books in general. Every single panel and a text box, right, kind of sums up a great deal of history, and I thought Mark Waid just did a really great job. Really fun artwork all throughout too. And yeah, just excited to see where this series goes and kind of Mark Waid's interpretation of the DC Universe going forward. But if you're a fan of DC cosmology and kind of the big picture behind DC and its universe, you got to be checking this series out. And I think you won't be disappointed. It's a pretty fun read and great covers too. If you're looking for, I think it has great variant covers, and then it's got this cool wraparound cover from Chris Samney, who I'm a big fan of. So excellent stuff there with the New History of the DC Universe. Going over to Oni Press for the next one. Oni Press, we got Out of Alcatraz issue number 4, writer Christopher Cantwell and Tyler Crook. Really beautiful painted art styles I'll show you guys. But yeah, this is shaping up to be just a really fun crime and noir series, man. So we have the escapees from Alcatraz. They're getting chased down by some members of the police, FBI or whatever. And yeah, the escapees are finding out, how hard it is to be life on the run. They're kind of doing like, maybe hired to do an assassination kind of job for somebody. And yeah, they're just trying to make it to Canada, make it to freedom. Life on the run is pretty tough, but really enjoying this Out of Alcatraz series. It's really, it's really growing on me. That first issue, I was kind of not sure where the series was going, but issue number 2, 3, and 4, we're just loving it, man. So Out of Alcatraz, Oni Press, you guys are on a roll, man. So really enjoyed this one. And then last but not least, let's talk about You'll Do Bad Things from writer Tyler Boss and Turtleichi on the artwork. Just continuing this awesome series, this guy, every time he puts pen to paper, that story ends up happening. Really kind of morbid little short story in the beginning here with this woman. You know, she's going to sleep, she has a dog, and it turns out that the dog licking her fingers at the edge of the bed is actually the killer, right? So pretty kind of sadistic stuff from Tyler Boss, man. And then we get a look behind these kind of detectives that are, you know, interested in what's going on. They're kind of suspect to him, and maybe that the writer is involved in these murders somehow. Really cool, you know, sort of chase scene in the end here. If you're into slasher comic books, you got to be checking this out, man. So You'll Do Bad Things, loving it. The poppy kind of artwork from Turtleichi and the gang. I'm just loving it, man. Another series from Image Comics. You guys are just killing it. But that's what we got. All of the comic book reviews for the last week of June. So that's what we have for today's new comic book day video. You guys saw the new comic book day haul. You guys saw the weekly comic book reviews. You saw the monthly TBR, and then of course you saw my Superman recommendations. If you guys, you know, like this video, make sure you like it. If you loved it, make sure you subbed it. And then make sure you guys check out the latest episode of Color Break. It was all about alien media. We talked about our favorite alien movies, books, comic books. Make sure you guys check out the top 10 comic books. I did that with Kai Bucks, top 10 comic books of June. Ton of fun every single month doing that. And then make sure you check out some Color Break merch. I'll leave that link down below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about this new comic book day video, and read more comics.